Fulham 1, Leeds 1 at the break at Craven Cottage. That point, as it stands, taking Scott Parker's side a point closer to safety, but wouldn't be enough as it stands to take them out of the relegation zone. Steve Sidwell and Andros Townsend in the studio watching this one with me. And Steve, Leeds took the lead, and it was deserved at the time, wasn't it? Courtesy of Patrick Bamford. They'd seen the better of the opening period.
Oh, they fully deserved the lead, come out definitely the team on top. And it was a great goal. I mean, we spoke about Bamford, didn't we, beforehand about his technique. But look at the defending here from Fulham. Look, Cavallero and Aina, no communication. The gap's too big. Look, one drop of the shoulder, then there's no covering round, and then the ball gets fizzed across. And what a finish that is from Andros.
I think from Bamford's point of view, it's perfect striker play. He's disinterested there. You can see there the Fulham more miscommunication. Townsend's pointing at Robertson to get him. Robertson's pointing at Townsend to get him. Ariola's pointing at both of them, and then he just sneaks in front. It's a great striker's finish, but miscommunication from the start to finish for Fulham.
Yeah, and just before that, we'd seen him look like he was limping around, but he leapt into life at just the right moment. Well,
typical striker. You know, they come alive when it's in the box, but for a defender, you've got to be the pessimist and you've got to clear your lines first, you know, and deal with it.
At that point, you were a very frustrated former Fulham man in the studio. It took them 9 minutes to hit back, though, a first Premier League goal for Joachim Anderson. What did you make of this, Andros?
You know what, we've watched it back a few times, and I don't think Aylin does a lot wrong here. He's touch tight, he's marking him well. The only thing I would say is Anderson's probably just a little bit stronger than Aylin, but you can't really pick too many faults with that goal. I don't know if you agree, Steve.
Well, they've not created nothing, have they, in possession, and that was the only way it looked like scoring from a set piece. And I think Aylin just gets a bit too tight, and Anderson catches the flight of the ball.
Yeah, his first Premier League goal, and what a time to get it. Now, we said there that Leeds did have the better of the opening stages of this game, but they also had their goalkeeper to thank for a couple of really good saves. This first one, Andros, at 1-0. You weren't having quite such a good save as Steve was.
No, it's a good save.
Don't backtrack now.
It's a good save. I think this one, Fulham, this was their first real attack on goal. His hand should have been slightly stronger.
You should have caught it.
I should have asked Steve about this one.
I'm going to get abused for this one, yeah, but I think that kind of gave Fulham the confidence to get into the game and start creating more chances.
This one was at 1-1.
This is a great save, and Geesa does everything right. Just get good contact. He doesn't try to go for so much power. Look at here, look, the instep, just trying to pass it into the corner. Look how quick he gets down. Strong wrist, strong palm. Two great saves for me.
Two great saves, even if Andros isn't sold on one of them. But one thing you have been sold on, as you pointed out, the high line that Fulham have been playing and the way Leeds have been looking to exploit that.
Yeah, because when we played Fulham a few weeks ago, we worked quite a bit on this high line and swinging crosses into the box early on and getting runners into the box. So I know Bielsa, with the analysis he's done, he would have done the same. And I know he'll be fuming here. It works to a T. Aylin gets the ball early on and nobody's in the box. So I know he'd be disappointed with that. But he learned from his mistakes. A few minutes later, they have the offside goal. Again, the high line, and unfortunately, they're both off. But when you play a high line, you're always going to be touch tight to be an onside or offside.
It's something that Fulham work on in terms of that 18-yard box, that line, that's their go-to line. You know, they try and get to that. It's risk and reward, because if there's a timing run from centre midfield from Leeds, then they get in. But it's easy to play a striker offside, which we've seen in that footage there.
As a winger, for me, that's perfect. You play a highlight like that, all I need to do is just put it in the area.
That blind side run, isn't it? That you just get in there.
Exactly.
I mentioned before that it does take Fulham a point closer to safety, but it's not really enough, is it? They need to be targeting all 3 points and really going for it in the second half.
Scott will be in that dressing room. He'll be firing a rocket up there because they haven't matched his pre-match interview there. He said about they need to match the intensity, match the endeavour. They didn't do that at all. First half an hour, Leeds absolutely steamrolled them. The two goals got them back into the game and made the game come alive, but they need to match that intensity. Leeds at the moment are just all over them.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what response Scott Parker's side give after the break. 1-1 at half-time between Fulham and Leeds. Both of these managers about to send their teams out for the second half. Nothing separating them at the moment. Big second half ahead.